At ease. My name is Trigger, and you know what triggers me the most? Bad guys. And ain't none badder than swarm troopers. Smack! Yeah. Action force as fuck. Hey everyone, thank you for watching Infinite Realms. Today I'm reviewing the Action Force Swarm Trooper and Swarm Trooper Gear Pack. Ooh. Okay, so this was the figure that caught my eye. I'm not going to go through my whole Action Force story at this point. I'm going to save that for a later date. But I was watching Greg Cook's toy hunting, and he was in Joe Lanta, the Joe Toy Store, Joe Toy Show. And he walks by Action Force. First thing I saw was Sergeant Slaughter. I was like, oh, wait, what's Sarge doing here? And then I saw the Swarm Trooper. I was like, ooh, that's cool looking. And I will be honest, I had never really taken a close look at these figures. I saw that Swarm Trooper. I'm like, one way or another, that one's mine. That sucker's going to be mine. And here he is. Yay me. I'm so happy. Now, like I said, I'm going to get more into my Action Force story later because I discovered it serendipitously, and it was cool how I discovered it. But the point is, the Swarm Trooper is now finally mine, and the gear pack is finally mine. Now, I'm going to point out one thing I don't like is the gear pack. You got to have the gear pack for the backpack and the shield. And yeah, there is plenty extra with it. You got guns and stuff, but it does put a price tag on a Swarm Trooper. 31 bucks for a Swarm Trooper. Then the gear pack is another 14. Yeah, you're talking a good chunk of change for a Swarm Trooper. So makes me think about army building. And yeah, I don't say I won't, but I'm not going to build them up that far. Got some thoughts on that army building with this line, and I'll get into later. Not in this video, but I'm going to look at this figure, and I gotta say, okay, this is the Special Deployment Series version, and I'd heard some complaints about the first wave. They ain't here. There's nothing here to complain about. There really is not. This plastic feels perfect to me. I'm gonna be serious about that. And Trigger, I did say the plastic felt brittle on Trigger and Trigger alone. Okay, I did get him third party, so I don't know when he came out because I found out later the plastics were changed. So I don't know if he came out with that first kind of rough plastic, which is my suspicion, or if it was that second set with better plastic. Yeah, I don't know. I am not positive. So that I'm saying that up front. Didn't know that was an issue when I reviewed that figure. That helped a lot when I found that out and discovered that this is not a congruent thing throughout the line. There are improvements being made as we go. But I really dig the Swarm Trooper. Man. Okay. He just looks so cool. And posability is really good on these guys. I mean, it's as, I hate to say as good as Hasbro, but yeah, it's up to the same par. I mean, it really is. There's not any other way to describe it. It's similar joints. And I will say the gear does not get in the way of movement as much as I think it does with the Joe line. That's another thing to point out. Now, I started looking at some reviews of Action Force, and people always say, "Oh, go to the website and go to look at the lore." Okay, I was saying the same thing. I'm not going to say that anymore. Okay, when I found out what these guys were, I really liked them. They are essentially one of the armies of New Colonia, which is basically the United States has fallen apart Gee, can't see that happening. And these guys are the main force of New Colonia. There is also Garrick and his garrison. But these are the main guys. Garrick and his garrison are kind of more like the lower guys. That's the way I'm looking at it anyway. Won't swear my life on that. But the swarm is like, your big army, the high tech army. And yeah, this skirts on fantasy, but I like it. It again, I'm not a nostalgic guy, but it makes me think of Cobra. Okay, I really think of Cobra when I look at these guys. It's just like, yeah, and I mean, you could go a far way with this swarm idea. And I'm going to point out another thing. The cool fire cards, which I didn't point out before. I noticed there's information redacted here, and I'm like, wait a minute. Oh, that's cool. Oh, that's cool. We don't know who runs the swarm. Oh, I like it. I like it a lot. That could go somewhere really good. Because it's not Carrick, it's someone else. This story is intriguing me so much now, and it's like making it even better. It's cool. These dudes are high tech. I mean, it's not pushing too far in my mind, but it is pushing it. Now, of course, with the gear set, you get the wings. The wings move, but I noticed there was a little tightness on them. I'm going to heat them up later. I know better than to try it now because of, knowing what I know about what's been said about the plastics. And there is warnings to heat up the plastic, yeah. I did have that in Trigger, and I ignored it completely. I didn't even know. I found it later. I was like, oh, I did have one of those. Whoopsie. But yeah, this is a really cool figure. You get a lot of hands with this. You get cool guns with it, but this adds to it. And you get a grenade launcher with the weapons pack, and you get oh man, I'm gonna tell you the truth. I don't know what kind of gun that is, but I know enough about guns to be a little dangerous, and I can't remember the name. And I'm not gonna try because you know what? Does it look good? Yes. Yes, it does. That's all that matters. The guns look good. As long as they look good, it doesn't matter. I mean, are they believable? Absolutely. So let's run with that and not even worry about it. Okay, so this figure, and of course, this figure, I tell if you saw my top 10 toy buys of the year, this one landed squarely near the top of the list. If it was not for the over 30-year desire for a Roddy Piper John Nada figure, this would have been the top of the list, I think. I'm betting on it because I love the way the wings and the shield has that little honeycombing thing. It's just so cool. If I had to knock it in any way, shape, or form, it would be the eyes are so translucent you can actually see the ball joint in the head. I'm not a fan of that. I'm not sure what you do about it because they should be translucent. But it's something that annoys me a little bit, and you can only see it at certain angles, so it's not like a constant thing. But it's annoying anyway. Minor annoyance. Minor. This figure overall is just fun. And I mean, that's what I want out of an action figure line is fun. And this story behind this, all this stuff is fun. It's realistic military with a fun adversary. It's different. It's cool. I'm loving it. Damn, man. Minus that one knock. And dude, I'm going to take half a star off for that. So 4.75 stars for this figure. I love it. It is awesome. Okay. That's my review of the Swarm Trooper. Do not forget to like and subscribe and help this channel grow. Please. have kids. All right. You have a good one.